Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Airguns. I'm glad you guys could join us tonight. I hope that we have an interesting show for you. Tonight might be a little bit quick because we've got a lot of things going on, and Angie is actually at SHOT Show right now, both Angie and Maggie. Hopefully they're having a good time getting some great footage and seeing some great products. I've seen a few of the things they've been talking about or going to talk about, and they're pretty cool stuff. So I'm excited to see what they're going to have when they get back from the show. Before we get started, definitely want to say thank you to Airgun Pro Shop for sponsoring Let's Talk Airguns. Again, Airgun Pro Shop, as you guys know, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to that screen here. I meant to have that ready. Forgive me for not having it ready. Let's see here. We get over to that. All right, here we go. Airgun Pro Shop, you guys know, is a great place if you guys want to buy air guns. They have kind of like a personal touch. Just Tyler, who runs the place, he and his wife, he's an airgun nut. So you're actually talking to a guy who absolutely loves air guns, and so it's great when you can actually buy from another enthusiast, and it's just very, very cool. One of the things they got going on, we're going to talk about it tonight because I posted a video yesterday. The new Evanix Viper is going to be something they're going to be carrying. So if you guys are interested in that product, check them out here, airgunproshop.com, and we'll talk a bit more about them as we go on in the show here. But anyway, just wanted to say thank you to those guys for helping us do what we do here at AirgunWeb, and also Let's Talk Airgun, all the various things we got going on. Want to say a big thank you to Airgun Pro Shop. All right, so one of the first things I want to talk about as well tonight is we have a new giveaway with the GTA. So let me switch back over to that. We announced a winner last week, which that was awesome. We gave away a Gammo GR, one of their green 22 cal Magnums, which is a really fun traditional old spring break barrel. Hopefully he's having a good time with it. I'm hoping to get a picture. I just emailed him out today. For those that were wondering, yes, he was a member of the GTA, which is awesome. And I encourage you guys to visit the GTA. We're going to switch over to that screen in a moment. But, you know, visit the GTA, sign up, become a member, contribute, talk to other members, and let's actually continue to just grow that whole forum and that community. And just so you guys know, I've got some things we'll be working on to improve it, to make it easier to navigate, easier to work with, make it more mobile friendly, a bunch of things that I know we need to do. We're going to be taking our time as we do them, but I just want to let you guys know that those changes are in the works. Let me put the contest link in the chat here. So our next contest will be running through to the 13th of February. So midnight of the 13th, this will be your last chance to enter the contest. We're going to be giving away an Umarex Air Javelin Pro. Now, if you haven't shot one of the air archery guns, man, they are so much fun. They are just a hoot and holler. I'm going to switch over to a different screen here. Take a moment and go to the playlist for Airgun Expo. Let me throw it up here too. All of the videos we did for Airgun Expo, I think we might be missing a couple because I think we did like almost 48 or so, but there's only 44 listed. I'll figure that out later. But if you go there, you can actually watch all of the things we did the week of Airgun Expo. We shot, there are 3 videos of the Air Javelin Pro. So we've got Angie did hers. Then we actually did a fun video together with a bunch of us shooting the Air Javelin. And then we took the Air Javelin and shot clear ballistics gel, which was super fun. So definitely check that out if you guys want to know more about it. But the Air Javelin Pro, that product is so much fun to shoot. It's PCP, so you refill it. It's regulated. It's just a lot of fun. And because you can reuse your arrows, put up a nice, archery bag, and you can shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. And as long as you've got, as long as you have air and you don't bust your arrows, you can get a lot of shooting done, which is very, very cool. So we are going to be giving one of those away. So check it out. Go over to the contest page. The contest is going to start in 5 hours. So, you can go do that. So midnight tonight, you can enter the contest. It's going to be the same as the last contest we had. You're going to get points for just visiting the sponsor's website, for watching some videos. If you want to sign up to or like their Facebook or that kind of stuff, trying to make it where you're not having to give away any sort of private information or any of that other stuff. Try to make it super easy, but also, you know, give our sponsors a benefit. So check them out. Go visit their website, see what they got going on. The contest will go live again midnight tonight. So I guess first thing tomorrow morning. I mean, really first thing tomorrow morning. You can enter the contest. And if you want to be notified when the contest goes live, you can fill this out, send your email. One of the things we will be doing as well with the GTA is we are going to be creating a monthly newsletter, something that we can communicate with our members, those that want to be part of the newsletter, with coupons, specials, all the videos that we've released, so that everything, you'll just get something like once a month that has everything in it. You can sign up for the newsletter there as well. So all of that's, you should be able to do. Yeah, you sign up for the newsletter right through the contest. You get some points for doing that. So that's that. So let's get to, sort of, I guess we should go and talk about, I wonder if I got some pictures here. I know I do. Let's talk a little bit about the video I posted yesterday, which was the Evanix Viper. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to throw it in the chat. Real quick, G-Man is asking, good evening, Rick. I hope your health is well to start 2023. By God's grace, absolutely yes. I'm doing exceptionally well. I had a little bit of something going on end of last year through like when I was on my trip. I didn't feel great, but all of that's passed and I'm feeling very, very good. In fact, I've had a couple meetings with the various doctors that I have to deal with on a regular basis, and they all gave me a clean bill of health. So I'm like super pumped about that. It's just really good news. So thank you for asking. I'm pleased that I'm doing very well. Kyle's asking a question. I owned one of the first Gen CO2 air javelins and accidentally Robin Hooded an arrow using iron sights like at 12 yards. It was unfortunate. Yeah, they are extremely accurate, and you can drive an arrow right in the rear of the arrow you just shot. So you almost need to aim at different points on the bag, which is what I have people do when we're target shooting, because you don't want to aim for the same point because you actually trash your arrows. Matt's asking, what calibers will the Viper be available in? Okay, I know 22 for sure because that's what we got. Possibly 177. Well, probably 177 and maybe, and I don't know for sure, maybe 25. I've seen some information. I think it was on Airgun Pro Shop. They were saying it was going to be available in 25 caliber. If that's the case, my head's crooked. If that's the case, that'll be kind of cool. I don't know if it's going to be really push any power there. I think 22s are great caliber for this. Now, if you're just plinking steel and just that kind of thing, maybe they'll have a bigger mag for the, maybe it's a 10-shot mag for 177. That would be cool. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do there. So I'm just guessing. But I think if you go with, the 22 is probably a good fit, and the 177 is probably a good fit. The 25 might be a little underpowered. I'm going to wonder how they're going to be able to push enough energy to make the 25 work. That'll be interesting. Okay. So here's what I've learned so far with the Viper. First of all, as I mentioned in the video, it's way lighter than I would have expected. It looks like a chunky boy. Like it's going to be heavy and unwieldy and something you don't want to pick up and shoot. It is very nice. Kyle, yeah, slugs aren't going to work. First of all, it just didn't have the power. Slugs need to be stabilized by velocity and spin and twist rate. And this is not going to have the velocity to stabilize slugs. Pellets are going to be what you're shooting on this. And slugs wouldn't have any energy to do anything really. So, yeah, that's probably a discussion for another day. But it's going to be a pellet gun. That's what it's going to shoot really well. That's what's going to give you the best accuracy. And you're going to be shooting at 15, maybe 20 yards. So, again, slugs are kind of they're not going to give you any benefit. Is the MP7 Umarex brake barrel a fun plinker? Andy, I don't know. I haven't shot that one, so we'll have to see. Yeah, Kyle, I think you're correct on the 25. Yeah, it's it's not going to have enough oomph to get the 25s down. I think the 22 is really the sweet spot with this. Again, what I've learned, Evanix Viper might be a close rat pesting aid. Absolutely. In fact, I plan to take this hunting. My marching orders from Evanix and Mr. Lee is to shoot it till it breaks. I sort of was part of their original entry into this semi-automatic airgun world, and frankly, that original entrance wasn't great. Excuse me, it was a little rocky, and it kind of jumped in maybe a little bit too soon. I think with this, what he wants to do is make sure that the product is really ready before he just makes a bunch and starts selling them. So kudos to Evanix on that. And again, my instructions are shoot this thing till it breaks. So I've not only am I shooting it, but I'm having as many people as I have come out to the ranch or whatever. They're shooting it. They're having fun with it. And I plan to take it out rabbit hunting because I think it would work really well for that. We'll see. We'll see how it does. Hopefully I'll get some footage, and that'll be a fun little video. Let's see. Andy's saying, I got an Avenger PCP a couple years ago, and I love it. I'd also like, it would be nice to add a brake action to the collection. Oh, are mag-fed brake barrels good? Okay, so yes, my favorites are the Gamma Magnum. The Gamma Swarm Magnum is phenomenal. That gun is really solid. You have a 10-shot magazine. It works very reliably. It is a very good offering. There's other companies that have come out with multi-shot brake barrels. I have most of them, and I have shot most of them, in my opinion. And yes, I'm sponsored by Gamma, so okay, take it for a grain of salt if you want. But I've been doing this long enough and know that integrity is the most important thing. And I'm not afraid to tell somebody that something doesn't work, even if it's a company I'm sponsored by. But the best I have found for power, accuracy, and reliability have been the Gamos. They've been really, really good. So the multi-shot brake barrels, I would go with the Gamma. Gamma Bone Collectors, the new Bone Collector Gen 3, would be that would be my favorite. It's got more power than the Maxim. It's not as long and hard to cock as the Magnum. It sits in the middle, delivers really good energy and really good accuracy. Nice wood stock. I like that gun a lot. Probably my favorite of theirs. Okay, let's see. Yeah, CO2 is a great starting point. There's a lot of things you can do with CO2, but if you want to progress, brake barrels are great, and also PCPs are great. As affordable as PCPs have gotten, and I'm going to show you guys some really cool stuff here in a minute on a very affordable PCP that you guys might find interesting. But they're definitely worth a look, kind of making that jump. Let's see. Is the Gamma Thumbhole and Magfire Extreme any good from Cross? Okay, so the Crossman Magfire Extreme, I have one. It has not performed well. I probably will do a video on it just so people see I have one, have shot it, and can see what I'm getting out of it. I also have the Hatsan, their version, and I will be getting one of the new Umarex guns, which was released today, called the Emerge, that is also a multi-shot brake barrel. So I'm going to have a bunch of those that we'll be looking at this year, comparing them. Now, Gammo's got a massive head start, and they keep improving what they're doing. They haven't just sat back and waited. So let me just tell you, having done a lot of hunting with the Gamma brake barrels and been around a lot of other people that have hunted with them and just shoot them, they really are solid. Really, really good. Let's see here. Let's scroll down. Okay, you guys are kind of going around on the discussion there, which is great. Okay, so last couple notes on this before we move on to some other topics. What I really liked about it, as I've already mentioned, is the weight. It's lighter than I would have expected. The balance is also very good. I would have expected it to be really front heavy. It isn't. The cycling is flawless. I haven't had any misfires or any jams or any issues at all with the cycling of the gun. Now, I have kept my pressure over 150 bar. That's super important. If it drops below that, it may not catch the hammer on the sear properly, and then it'll burp and it'll scare you, and you don't want that. So make sure you stay above 150 just to be safe. I think the absolute lowest is like maybe 100 or 120 bar. I personally stay above 150 just to make sure everything works like it's supposed to. Accuracy's been good, and I've had many people shoot it, and if they can hold still and put that dot where they want it, they can get all their shots at 11 yards, 10 meters. They get all their shots in an inch, which is great when you have multiple shooters be able to do the same thing. That tells me that the gun is really performing well. Super excited about this product. I think it's a great little air gun. I'm excited to see it actually become available. And again, if you guys are interested in this gun, check it out, www.airgunproshop.com. You can go to their forum. You can tell them, hey, I'm interested in the Viper. You can get on a list, and when they have a date when they're going to get them, then they'll let people start pre-ordering. I would be leery of putting money down with people that don't even have orders on the water or in the air yet. I'm not a fan of pre-orders until I know I'm actually going to get my hands on the product. As a retailer, as I used to be a retailer, I would never take money unless I knew I had the product, I had the tracking, I knew it was coming to me. I don't want to take anybody's money without knowing I'm going to be able to deliver that product. So Airgun Pro Shop set up to make sure that you guys that want this are able to get it. But I would, give them a shot, work with them, and see if they can take care of you. I really like this, and I cannot wait to see it actually come to market. It's going to be a lot of fun. I got 2 videos coming up here. Let's see. I got some questions here. Kyle's, let me back up. I'm going to look at some of Kyle's stuff here because he makes a point. I just wrote an article for Airgun Depot. Airgun Depot is sort of on the right to repair, and how to go about making, maybe doing some repairs on an air gun or whatever. A big part of that is when you're buying guns on the entry level, there's not a lot of incentive for the manufacturer to create a long, a spare parts reservoir for people to repair. As you get higher up the price scale, then companies do have parts. Weirock, and I'm thinking Beeman, but I'm talking about the Weirock Beemans from Germany back before everything got switched around. Air Arms, Diana, a lot of these again, Diana, when there's purely German guns, a lot of those guns, there's a lot of spare parts for them. Companies like Pyramid Air with Air Venturi, they do have rebuild kits for like the Avengers and all that stuff. So kind of if you think you're going to want to be able to fix and work on and repair, then look ahead and make sure that the parts are going to be available. There are third-party people. Vortec Products is a great example of someone who makes like spring kits for air guns. So if you have like an RWS 34 or 350 or 460 or an Air Arms or these other guns, he makes kits that you can actually replace the factory stuff. His stuff's better, and put in your gun and you're back up and running. So there are means to do self-repair outside of the manufacturer. Crossman used to have a lot of good spare parts. I don't know how they're doing anymore. I mean, it used to be you can pull up a schematic and order just about any. You can order the little BBs that you would always lose on a 2240. You could actually go buy half a dozen of them. I don't know what they're doing now. I know that a lot of manufacturers, Gammo is one that comes up. I know Gammo is one that comes up that they do not sell to end users. There's a reason for that. There's a huge liability for doing so, and that's why they'll sell to a gun dealer or they'll sell to a gunsmith, let's say, but they won't sell to an end user because there's a huge liability issue there. So it is a problem, I think, and I put in air quotes. But if you buy the right product, then it's not a problem. But if you're looking for something on the absolute low end, it's going to be a problem unless a third party like Vortex or one of those other guys is carrying rebuilt kits for them, which just check that out before you buy. A high quality Springer, it's tough. It is not the market it used to be. You can still buy them, but they're expensive. They're not cheap. The last best Springer I shot that was not like a Gammo or one of the other brands, and they discontinued it, was the SIG ASP 20. I wish I still had mine. I gave it to Ben. But that was a sweet air gun. That was really, really nice, and I missed that gun. But anyway, let's move on. G-Man loves his bone collector. Steve, yeah, I mean, you kind of going through the learning curve. Steve said something interesting. So here it says, to avoid wasting money, buy a PCP and a pump. Yeah, he said, I bought 5 brake barrels before I bought my first PCP, and I should have used that money to get a PCP right away. Yes, if you can swing it, if you can get your head past the I have to fill it, it's too hard to fill, I can't get air, etc., etc. All of the hurdle, the barrier to entry is, where do I get the high pressure air? The best option that I would recommend would be an Umarex Origin kit. Okay, if you don't have the money for a personal compressor, you can get those for $300-400 now. So maybe $500 at the high end. If you don't want to do that and you want to just get something out of the box and shoot it, get the Origin. It comes with a reasonably decent hand pump that'll fill the gun. The gun, because it has an internal booster, it actually it makes the volume more productive. Even when you get to the lower end of the pressure curve, it's still producing good power. That gun is really, really good for as a new PCP. And will it be your last PCP, or will it be like the best PCP you can buy? No, it's a starter that will get you started and will get you hooked. And then once you know how much fun it is and how practical it is and how accurate and all the good things you get out of it, then you're going to feel far better about spending the money on a personal compressor. And then once you have a way to make high pressure air, yeah, just go for it. There's gonna be so many cool things you're gonna want to buy. But the Origin would be my starting point for someone that doesn't have anything. You can throw an inexpensive optic on it, and you're up and running for not a lot of money. And hand pumping that is not too hard. I can do it, and I'm not a physical guy, but I can hand pump that, and it's fine. So that is a really, really good option for someone on that. Any word on the new JTS compressor? I've seen them, and I should be able to get one after SHOT Show. I was actually at JTS like a week or so ago, and maybe 2 weeks ago, I guess it is now. And because everything was so busy, we weren't able to arrange me being able to bring some stuff home. But I'm hoping to get my hands on their JTS compressor, the new one, and then the production version of their Arrecuda and Arrecuda Max, because I'm still running the pre-production ones, and I want to get the actual production guns so that the next videos we do on them are going to be with the production guns. And I've done all the mods to make it the production gun, but I really would like to shoot the production gun. What's the MSRP on the Gamma bone collector? Let's take a look. Let's just zip over to their website, right? We can just do that. We'll go over here. We'll go to... All right, let's take a little journey. So we're going to look at the bone collector. No, that's that. That's this, here it is. This is the one I like right there. It's 3 and some change, looks like. I don't know if Pyramid Air has it for less. We can check. Let's see. Okay. Same price. So it's $320 here, or a $320 here. It's 9 cents cheaper at Gamma. There you go. Let's see. Andy's asking, any brake barrels easy to cock? That's going to be subjective depending on your upper body strength. The Magnum is hard work. The Maxim is great. The bone collector, I think, is in between, and I find the bone collector quite pleasant to shoot, and I can sit and shoot that for hours and not get fatigued. So my choice, the bone collector, is really, really a solid air gun. a really solid air gun. I just don't know how you could go wrong with that particular gun. It's really, really good. Let's see here. Kyle's asking a decent question here. So, do you think the electronic system? Are you talking about there's two electronic systems come to mind. I think you're talking about like the Day State, the Delta Wolf, and the Red Wolf, Delta Wolf, and Alpha Wolf. If that's what you're talking about, let me know. Or are you talking about like the AEG full auto battery powered electric BB gun? Let me know about which one are you referring to, so I don't go off on the wrong tangent. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys discuss about those things. Let's talk about what we got coming down the pipe here, because one of the great things I was able to do when I went on my trip is I got to hang out with Buckrail. I actually went to their facilities, and this video actually, I believe, is going to go live. I think this one goes live Thursday. No, this one no, I apologize. This is going live tomorrow. Okay, I had it right. So this video will go out tomorrow. This is the Beam and Underlever, and they got a new version of this, by the way, in synthetic, which I really need to get one of those. I'm looking forward to that. But if you notice here on this gun, I've got a couple extra goodies. One is that right there. That is a little 3D printed tri-rail for the Beeman, and it's very, very cool. It stabilizes your it stabilizes your shroud, and also gives you something to hook some accessories to. The other thing that I really liked about the Beeman, it wasn't ideal, but if you take the shroud off, the barrel's 1/2 UNF. So if you wanted to add an airgun moderator to it, you can, but then it would interfere with the end cap. So that end cap that you see right there, if you took the shroud off and then put a moderator on it, you couldn't fill it. You have to take the moderator off to then fill it, and then it's a pain in the butt. In other words, I wasn't going to do it. You'd have to use an extension. It's not going to happen. So what he did is he actually created a moderator with the integrated air stripper that actually goes into the shroud, screws into the barrel. I think that's super cool. I need to kind of shoot it with and without to get some dB. It takes the edge off for sure. It's not like the quietest, but the fact that you have this fully integrated cool system, I thought was really cool. Like, here's a shot of the threads that you see. And now, this is the kind of stuff that Buckrail does. I'm excited to have gone and visited him. We were shooting just fun. There was the best group I got. It was a 50 yards with a very inexpensive gun, which I thought was pretty reasonable. And, being able to take a super affordable gun, it's like, what, $220, $230, maybe $240. I don't remember what the retail is on this. But it's very affordable. And it has an underlever cocking system, so instead of having to cock like this, like you do the Avenger or whatever, it's up front, so you can actually stay on target, cock the gun, and take another shot. Just a really, really great platform for little to no money. And when you can accessorize it and make it that much cooler, to me, I think that is awesome. Let's see. So Kyle's talking about the Day State. I don't know anything about the Scout. The electronic systems, and I have a Red Wolf, I will say that the electronic systems are awesome. Are they the future? I don't know. They're expensive. I mean, really expensive. A lot of mechanical guns now are getting as expensive. I'm trying to wrap myself around the new pricing that's happening. And I know we've got a bunch of guns on the bottom, on the lower end, on the affordable side. But there are so many guns that are getting close to $3,000 for an air gun. I kind of start to scratch my head a little bit at that point. That's a lot. And some of these guns they're a lot. I don't know if the electronic system is going to be, quote, the future. It's a great feature if you can afford it, and it stays running well. My Red Wolf has been flawless. I mean, it's consistent. It works well. The regulator is very good. It's very accurate. It's a 50-yard target shooting gun is what my gun is. It's not a long-range gun. But at 50 yards, I can shoot sub-MOA the majority of the time, even in less than ideal conditions. So I really like it. And I love the electronic side of it. Personally, I like it. Some people don't. Some people have all manner of things. It's what if it breaks, and what if it fails, and what if the battery goes dead, and what if, and what if, and what if, and what if. And all those are legitimate, but I have the same list with regular air guns. What if the O-ring blows? What if the regulator fails? What if what if you lose the fill probe? What if you lose a breech O-ring? I mean, you can wrap yourself into a ball on a thousand different what ifs. The practical application has been for me, or the experience has been, that my Red Wolf has held up very well, and I've had zero problems with it. And even if I haven't charged it in a period of time, I can take it off the wall, go shoot a bunch of pellets, several refills, and then go put it on the charger for the next time. I've never had a time where it didn't work. So there you go. I've had many times where my other guns didn't work. But if all my guns were electronic, then I'm sure I'd have a percentage of them that didn't work. I'm just saying my experience has been very good with the electronic guns, the one that I have. Let's see. Going down here, and we got any other questions here? Yeah, Steve is saying the Hoton 30 cal brake barrel is a beast. I can only shoot 10 rounds before I need to rest. That's a fun gun, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't have a lot of practical use, but it does hit hard. And if you like hunting close range, I wouldn't even put a scope on it, man. I'd love to take that iguana hunting. I think that would be a hoot. Really, really cool. All right. G-Man's a very good question. G-Man's asking this. Rick, do you think it's an unfair advantage using an electronic air rifle compared to a mechanical in shooting competitions? I think the fairness is going to be determined, I think the fairness is going to be determined, I got like a hair, and it's like on my glasses or whatever, it's driving me nuts. Sorry, squirrel. I think the fairness is determined by the organizers of the event, right? Personally, and this is my opinion. This is Rick's opinion. It is certainly does not need to be adopted, and it doesn't have to be your opinion. My opinion is that a lot of the competitions, whether it's field target or any of these, bench rest or whatever, to me it comes down to, who has the fatter wallet. I am discouraged personally from partaking of any competition like that, because how do you allow someone who doesn't have the chunky wallet to want to even compete when they can't, because the guy next to him's got $10,000 sitting on the table? I frown against such things personally. I would love to see. I'll just throw something out for AOA and EBR, right? And maybe they've done this. I've never gone because there's a conflict. I have a ministers conference like the Monday after they stop, our ministers conference starts. So I'm never going to be able to go to EBR unless they change the date or unless our ministers conference changes. So I don't know what they do. But see, what I would think would be really impressive is that they field, let's say you've got 30 shooters. Well, they provide 30 guns and 30 scopes that are the same. And then each person then has to shoot the same stuff. To me, that's a competition about the shooter, not the equipment. But that's me, okay? That's my opinion. I would love to see classes based on how much you got in your gun, like the sub 1,000 class or the sub 2,000 class, or an unlimited class. If you want to have an unlimited class that has electronics and range finders, and heck, man, if you can get a guided missile pellet, go for it. I don't care if it's $50 a round or whatever the heck. I don't care if you want to have an unlimited class. But I think it would be a lot more fun to watch and people to participate in if there were class is based on the value that you have on the bench. Personally, that's just me. That's just me. And I've thought that way against field target. That's why I really, when we had AirgunWebTV going, I really loved the idea of the CO2 field target, because we used a CO2 gun out to 30 yards or so. And we actually used all this, we all were using the Umarex Fusion at the time, so we called it the Fusion League. And we had a red dot, the CO2 rifle, and somebody could come and compete for under $200, and everybody's on the same level playing field, and then it's down to the shooter. That, to me, that's fun. To me, I don't know, that's the kind of competition that I would like to be part of, is something that is not about who has the fattest wallet and who can spend the most money on their airgun and scope and accessories, but who actually is the better shooter. That is the kind of thing I would think would be a lot more fun personally. I don't know if that answers your question, but that's my 2 cents on it. Let's see. Let's see here. Rick, that brings up a question. Umarex was starting a Fusion FT League. I hope they do. I mean, I worked with them back in the day, and it might even still be on my website. Hold on. Let me see if I've still got it up there. It's something I actually worked with them when they were sponsoring. Yeah, here it is. When they were sponsoring AirgunWebTV, when we had that sort of YouTube show going, and we wrapped up back in 2019. I think we ended our last season. Just wasn't sustainable money wise. But we have the Fusion League right here. If you want to check it, it's right here. So here's all the rules and regs that I came up with for the Umarex, what I call the Umarex Fusion League, which was about CO2 field target. I've got a busted picture there. Oh well. But yeah, it was just about having fun and everybody shooting on the even playing field. That was the point of that project. It would be awesome if they brought something like that. If they actually did something with it, I think that would be very cool. Let's see. Kyle, looks like you're talking to Dale. I'll let you guys continue your discussion there. All right, let's get on to the next thing, because we have a big week. This week is Airgun Week, is what I call it, which is we'll have airgun videos going out while a SHOT Show is going on, what we think are cool air guns. And we started today. Was it today or yesterday? We started today, yes, with the Evanix Viper. Very, very cool pistol. Tomorrow we're going to have the Beeman with the buck rail components. I'm hoping to have some more examples of what buck rail's got going on. Weather is really bad right now, so it may just be a studio video. We'll see how that goes. But I did shoot 2 other videos. Wrong screen, Rick. I did shoot 2 other videos. One is the buck rail. The other one was, let me get back to my thing here. All right. FT Airguns, a new sponsor for Gateway to Airguns and AirgunWeb. They provided the Wildcat Mark III. And when I shot it during the expo, for whatever reason, I don't know if the power adjuster got changed or something, in all the haste and stuff, it didn't shoot as good as I was expecting more out of that gun. Now that I've had it to take my time with it, it's part of our inventory now. Now that I've had it and actually been able to play with it, I'm extremely impressed with this gun. One of the comments we had on the last video was that, because I was talking about the power adjuster, people were saying that I needed to turn the power down to make it more accurate. Well, it just didn't prove out. I knew it wouldn't. It didn't prove out to be the case. And the video, when you guys watch this video, which will be not tomorrow, but it'll be Thursday, I guess. Yeah, today's Tuesday. It'll be Thursday. This video will come out Thursday. You're going to see what I'm talking about. I shot it on high setting and then the next 3 or 4 settings. And then I shot 2 more groups or 2 more groups on high power and had the same results as when I started. So the reality is high power on this with 18-1-3s, the way the gun is configured, is absolutely the right setting. But that's the group I'm getting. That's 50 yards. That is all day, sub MOA. You figure if you're going to go center to center, then that circle there needs to be at least in the center of these holes, but all of them essentially fit inside that. So it is way less than sub MOA. Very, very cool. This was my first group I shot. The other group I shot, actually, let me see if I have a picture of it. It had one flyer. All right, so that was like the worst of the high power shots. But if we look over here, you can see, where are my, I didn't take any good pictures of it. That was like the next lowest power, like the next highest. And then that one, oops, oh, there, that's a good shot. We can look at this one here. All right, so that was, that shot there at the top was like just off of high power. And then the shot, the group below it was the next lowest power. And then this bottom group, I was actually aiming at the third bull and they were hitting low. And I have all the crony numbers and all of that stuff. So you guys, if you want to kind of see some of the testing that we do to kind of prove out what works and what doesn't work, it's kind of a cool video, I think anyway. But we have the crony numbers going. You guys will hear that and you'll see the results. Yeah, I mean, I didn't shoot it before I filmed it. You guys are learning right along with me, which is something I really enjoy doing. Is actually, as I learn about this product, I'm not familiar with FX guns. I'm new to them. I'm learning about them. I'm learning how they work. But yeah, so we're going to be doing more with this. Eventually, we'll be shooting slugs. We'll be playing with the reg, all kinds of fun stuff. So stay with us. It's going to be a fun series as we work our way here through with the Wildcat. So far, I really like what I'm getting. That's awesome. That's a mechanical gun that shoots as well as my day state so far, which is impressive. It's very impressive. Say we got some other things going on here. Matt, you're right at the velocity that I think is best. I like 920 to 940 for my 18-13s and the 22. That seems to be the sweet spot for me. But folks were saying I needed to be down in the high 8s or whatever, and it did not pan out well. At least not with this gun. It did not work well. 920, 930 is like that works really, really well for me. And personal experience, just my experience, and again, this is my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right for everything. It's just what I've experienced. If you want to shoot beyond 50 yards, you got to be over 900, like 950 at least, get you some beyond 50-yard accuracy with pellets, because they drain velocity so quickly. I mean, that skirt just starts sucking it off hard once you get past 50 yards. It just doesn't have the legs, and then you lose stability and so forth. So we're going to be doing more with this. I'm told that it's a 100-yard shooter. We'll find out if I'm a 100-yard shooter. We'll find out. Let's see. Let's see here. I got G-Man saying, I'm looking forward to the Beeman 1358 video. I received the 1357 as a gift because I'm a lefty. I was really surprised by its accuracy and power for a 177. Yeah. This gun, the Beeman gun, let me go back to it. The Beeman, last Expo at 2021, this was like the surprise of the Expo, because we hadn't really seen it yet. We hadn't really shot it yet. But once we all did, we're like, this gun shoots so far above its price point. It's just really, really impressive. So I'm eager to see what they can continue to do. If they were to drop a reg in it, which would be maybe add another $30 to the price, but let's say it was $250, but regulated. Yeah, I'm thinking if it was regulated and you could take the pressure to maybe 250 bar to overcome the loss of the volume and the need of the plenum, and unless they made the tube a little. Anyway, I'm thinking out loud. But yeah, how cool would that be? One of the things we will be talking about at some point obviously will be the new Avenger X. I don't have any pictures here yet, but you guys have probably seen those releases. Let me see. Let me just see if I can find it. Avenger X. Pyramid Air. I might have to use Pyramid Air for that. Okay, I'm going to try something, and hopefully this works. I got a bunch of emails from them. Did I keep any of them? Hold on just a minute. I want to show you guys this because it looks pretty cool. Let's see. So they've got a new version of the Avenger out. It's going to have interchangeable everything, I guess, like super duper adjustability, and it's going to be able to go from a bottle and have a bottle. And so they've got a bunch of things kind of in the works with this. I'm just trying to find the email. Oh, I'm not finding it. So I apologize. I'll have to just... I should have saved it. I think I might have deleted it just because I've gotten so many emails from SHOT Show. Just not finding it here. It would have come into this email right here, but that's the Notos, which hopefully we're going to see that here soon. Yeah, it's... Yeah, I apologize. I just can't seem to find what I'm looking for here. So if it pops up on my screen, I'll show you guys. But the new Avenger looks pretty cool. I'm pretty sure that once they're actually in inventory and they're available, I'll be getting one from Pyramid Air. We'll be definitely going through the paces with that. And I'll see if I can talk to them about doing like a deep dive where we get one in, we do a range day, and then we do a video, like a review, full review, and then we start just working with it and start going through all the various options. Because any of these guns that have this high level of adjustability, how can you cover everything in one video? How can you cover everything with two videos? I really love it when manufacturers or vendors let me do a deep dive. Airguns of Arizona was the first company that really let me take a gun and do like 12 videos on that gun. And by the time I was done, not only did I have 12 months of use on the gun, so we know up front, is it going to work for a year? Is it going to actually function, or is it going to give us any problems? If it gives us problems, what are they? The fact that I can actually take something and work with it for that extended period of time, to me, I think that's really, really cool. And again, thank you to Airguns of Arizona for letting me do that. In fact, I've got some cool stuff going on with them. I think I might have mentioned some of that last week. Excuse me. I had delivered today, I go pick it up tomorrow, the new Western Big Bore. It's the Western Big Bore Rattler 30 cal. I'll be working with that for a period of time. I don't know how long I'll be working with that, but that looks like a fun air gun. And I've requested like the Ghost and some other things too. So we'll see how it goes this year with them. And Angie's got some stuff waiting for her when she gets back. So we've got a bunch of stuff we're going to be running through both the GRIP program and also AirgunWeb for Airguns of Arizona. So we're pretty excited about that and that opportunity that opens up. So this year we're going to have a lot of very cool guns between entry-level stuff with JTS and other folks that I'm working with. We got a bunch of Gammo stuff. Well, hopefully we'll finalize our workings with Umarex. It's still up in the air right now. But yeah, we've got just a lot of really cool things lined up from the entry-level stuff all the way up now. We have some high-end stuff we're going to be able to work with. So everything from the low-end Beeman to the high-end Delta, Wolf, and Evol and all those other things, and as well as the offerings we have from FT Airguns. In fact, worked out a deal with them. I will be getting, and this is the one gun I really wanted from Expo, the Impact Mark III in 35 cal will be hopefully here this week. So I'm super excited to get that in as well. So we've got just a great assortment looking forward in 2023. Some different air guns that we haven't really worked with. So I'm excited to see what we're going to be able to do this year. Okay. Richard's asking, I wonder if they'll come out with a 30 cal. I don't know. We'll see. Johnny, asking what gun was that? What was that gun, Rick? I don't know which one you were referring to, Johnny. If it was the Avenger X, I'm still trying to wait for my email to pull up so I can find the file or find the thing they sent me. Oh, maybe it's over here. Nope. Is it here? Oh, I got it. Ha ha ha. Let's see. Let me see if I can put this on the screen here. Oh, this is going to be great. Do they have a web page? They do. Yes. What do you mean? I don't want that. I want the Avenger X. Do they have a web page for it? No. Okay, so I'm going to have to show you. All right, let me do this. I'm going to show you guys. Let me switch over and show you. Is it this one? Okay. Do the best I can to show you guys this. This is the new Avenger X, right? So it's a modular regulated PCP air rifle. As I said, I'm very certain. Oh, the one you made 12 videos. Yes, that was. I'll get that link for you. Yeah, JTS is coming out with a 30. I knew that. They should have some bullpups coming out too. So I haven't seen them yet, but those will be pretty cool. The gun I did 12 videos on, I believe I did it twice. One was the Brocock. It was a Brocock rifle. It was the Brocock Sniper. And then I also believe I did the BSA Scorpion. And if you go to my AirgunWeb channel, those I might have even done a playlist for them. I might have to go look them up. If you email me from my website, which is airgunweb.com, I can maybe find those and shoot them over to you and see if we can pull those together for you. Okay, this is the Avenger X. So you've got like a tactical, classic, synthetic, and bullpup, and you can see here that they're kind of going pretty, kind of giving people a bunch of options with different stock choices, different bottles, just some really cool tunable opportunities with this gun. It looks like it's pretty slick. It's sort of, to me, looking like they're going after the like the poor man's FX type of a concept, where super affordable, super adjustable, but super capable. If they can pull it off and these things shoot well, yeah, we got a new sheriff in town. I mean, who here has an Avenger, and they really like it? I got some rebuild kits because mine are leaking like sieves right now, but they're 2-3 years old or whatever. They need to be rebuilt. That's just the nature of the beast, right? But it's still a great gun. The Avenger is a really, really nice air gun. So it makes sense that they continue moving it forward. I do wish, as I'm looking here at the bullpup, they need to make a linkage so that cocking handles forward. That is, as far as I'm concerned, that's a bad design. They need to get that forward so that you're not cocking by your ear. But anyway, so these look pretty cool. Yeah. Ooh, learn more. Does that link work? Oh, here's my webpage. Not really useful. Oh, here's a better page. Let me pull this up. We can take a look at it here. A little bit better. Okay. All right, so here's the web page. Let me just, you know what I'm doing? I'm going to drop it right down here. There you go. All right. Lightspeed saying, yeah, semi-auto is a problem on so many fronts. Between you're wasting air cocking the gun and then magazine problems, it's just, it's not that easy. The costs will go way up too. Lightspeed saying hands down the best gun for the money going. if you want to tinker, it really is a good option. I think there are other guns that compete with it on performance, however, and price. But that's just my opinion. Not a big deal. It is a very good platform. I do think there's some maintenance that we'll see how it goes long term, but I think all the guns are going to be that way. But they've got a video here. I sent you guys the link, a bunch more information, some different pictures. So if you guys want to learn more about the Avenger X, I dropped in the link here into the chat, so you guys should have access to that to take a look at it. Guys, we're about out of time. Like, we've gone like an hour, which is pretty cool. I definitely want to say thank you to our sponsors. When I go back over here to good old Airgun Pro Shop, wherever I've got too many screens going here. Where are they? Here they are. Oh, it's going to be this one. Let's switch over. I apologize for the delay. One of these days, I'm going to have a producer here that can do all this stuff for me, and I can just yak. The Wildcat, I guess at the Mark III Compact 30, yeah. Johnny's saying, here's a good question. What's the better value and performance of PCP game, Rick, compared to the Avenger? In my experience, and I'm looking at the JTS Aircudas, I'm looking at the DAR, I'm talking about just regulated guns now. So JTS, DAR, Gauntlet, and Avenger. Let's just take those 4 guns. So JTS, Aircuda Max, DAR, Avenger, and Gauntlet. In 25 cal, I like the Gauntlet. I like the Gauntlet a lot. A lot better than the Avenger. In 25 cal, I'm not going to fiddle with the power. I'm going to turn it all the way up, and I'm going to drive it as hard as I can. The Gauntlet has that out of the box. You just take it out and shoot it, and it's beastly. Oh, the other option would be the Origin, and that's way cheaper than some of these other ones. The Origin is not regulated, but it acts like a regulated gun. Origin 25, I love that gun too. In 22 cal, I prefer the Avenger because I see in 22 cal, there's a greater need for that adjustability. In 25 cal, I mean, what pellets do you have? Like 4? In 22, you have 80. So in 25 cal, you're cranking. It's a hunting caliber. You're going to crank it up, shoot as balls to the wall as you can get with that 25, and you're going to leave it there. You're not going to muck with it. The Gauntlet just does that out of the gate. Huge shot count. Just a really... It's 4,500 PSI fill, regulated. It's going to drive. You get a ton of shots. Like, I think when I go back to my video, was it almost 100 shots on the reg? Come on. That's like, it's insanity. So that gun, I think, competes extremely well in 25. In 22, the Avenger, if you want adjustability and you love to tinker and you really do that, then the Avenger is just phenomenal. But I would ask you, me, I don't tinker. I may adjust something one time, and that's pretty much it. I don't take my gun and work it multiple different directions continuously. First of all, the more you muck with that regulator and you're in and out and in and out and in and out with it, you're gonna have to rebuild it. It's just the nature of it. That's why I would maybe say the DAR in a 22 might also be good. I think the Gauntlet in 22 is pushing too hard for me. It's a little bit too much power and you can't adjust it. So that one sort of, that's why I like the Avenger in 22. I think is, even if you adjust it where you like it and then leave it, I think that's a really good gun in 22. In 25, in the 4 or 5 guns I mentioned, I like the Gauntlet too, man. Whew, what a beautiful gun. In fact, I've got one in a box. I need to pull it out. I've got the 22, 25, and 30 Gauntlet 2s I need to take out and do a series on all 3 of those because they each have their place. And the 25 for me is, the 30 really is just crushing. It's over 100 foot-pounds. I mean, come on. That gun is freaking amazing. So Anyway, you asked the question, what guns would compete? I think they all have their place, and depending on what you like, maybe one or the others may be a better fit for you. The Avenger isn't a perfect fit for everybody, like the Gauntlet isn't a perfect fit for everybody. Each of those guns have a different set of features. They all shoot very well, so it comes down to what features do you really like, and what product gives you the most of those is going to be the right gun for you. There you go. Let's see. I don't want to tinker, just want performance. Johnny, you know, I think I would love to chat with you via email because depending on, are you shooting targets, are you shooting varmint, how far away you shooting, what kind of accuracy are you expecting? See, all of those things come into play. And the reason I do the videos the way I do them, and I'm going to go over time tonight, but I think this is important. When you watch what video is it? I think I talked about on the Wildcat video, which will be Thursday. I'm doing this sub MOA at 100 yards gun pellet scope search this year. I'm just showing you guys the results I'm getting, good, bad, ugly, whatever. I'm not showing you the best groups. I'm not trying to cherry pick. I'm just showing you the results I'm getting as I'm getting them. I think that's honest, personally. I'm also not chasing the shot and trying to read the wind, right? So when I'm shooting, I'm holding steady on the same aim point and letting things fly where they fly, because to me, that is as close as I'm going to get as to what that gun scope ammo combination is going to deliver. When you have raw data like that of this gun, this scope, this pellet delivers these results at these distances, then you can make an educated choice as to, look, yeah, Rick, I want under an inch at 100 yards too. Well, okay, we'll get that this year, and it may be a package that's north of $3,000. Maybe you don't need it that bad. Maybe an inch and a half is good enough. In an inch and a half, I can do an inch and a half pretty regularly with a Gauntlet 30 cal. And that's a $400 gun. I don't know what that gun costs, but it ain't much. Run some of the I think it was the 44.75 shot grade in them, or the Hades shot grade in it. I mean, son of a gun. If I can shoot under 2 inches, let's say, margin of error, under 2 inches at 100 yards with a $400 gun, is that sufficient? For me, that is. I do want a sub 1 MOA, so under an inch at 100. Because I want that. I just want it. At this point in my hobby, I want to experience that. I want to have something on the shelf I can take out and do that, get that accuracy better, 7 or 8 times out of 10. I don't have that. I want that. And I want to be able to do it without having to read the wind and adjust for every shot. If I do that and I show you these really cool groups, that's my skill. That's not the gun. That's not the gun scope and ammo combination doing that. It's me. I don't want to do that. I want to show you guys raw data so that you can make an educated decision on what gun fits your needs. And that's what I hope to do with AirgunWeb. Always what I've wanted to do with AirgunWeb. So hopefully this year we're going to do even more of that kind of shooting. I'm excited to do it. Okay. Let's see. 100-yard max hunting. Oh, gosh. Yeah, Johnny, look at the Gauntlet 30 cal. For the money, for the accuracy, for the power, it's going to be hard to beat that gun. That gun is awesome. That is very, very cool. And the Hades and that are going to do really, 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 really good. All right, so let's wrap this up. I'm past time here. Again, back to thanking our sponsors. I want to say thank you to Airgun Pro Shop for all their support and their help. I definitely want to say thank you. You guys keep Maggie Maggie, you guys don't know Maggie, but Maggie's our editor for Angie, and she does all our social media stuff for GTA. But they're at SHOT Show, so keep them in prayer. They got a lot of hard work, and they're in a situation where they need to stay healthy and all that kind of stuff. It's a busy, busy, busy environment. I frankly do not miss it, but I hope they have a great time and have fun. And get us some great content that we can talk about next week. Now, next week, I don't know. I'm going to try and maybe twist her arm. And maybe Angie could be here. She may have to go home really fast because she's going to swing by here on her way back to South Carolina. But maybe I can get her to stay and leave Wednesday, and then we can have her live in the studio, which would be way cool. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, but that's going to be it. Again, I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors. And it's not just Airgun Pro Shop that makes this happen. GTA helps contribute. We have a volume of great companies that help us do what we do here, both on the GTA side and the AirgunWeb side. It is a lot of great folks that have helped us do what we're doing. Don't forget about the contest. I switched back over to that. Yes, it's this page right here. Don't forget about the contest, which is now starting in 4.5 hours. You could enter to win an Umarex Air Javelin Pro. Super cool air gun. And if you want to see the cool things we did with that air gun, you can definitely check that out. What page has that? It's this one. You guys can definitely check out all of those videos from Airgun Expo. And I'll put this playlist down if you guys want to blow a ton of hours just watching airgun footage after airgun footage after airgun footage. This is probably at least 25 hours worth of airgun stuff and one playlist. Brave soul would go through all of that at one time. Anyway, check it out. I hope you guys enjoy all the work that we're doing and the stuff we're putting in. I know we enjoy you guys watching it. I want to say thank you to you guys too, because without you guys watching what we're doing, we won't have the opportunity to do it. So thank you guys. Thanks to everybody. We'll catch you next week. Hopefully we'll have a really cool report from Angie on how things went at SHOT Show. That's going to be it for now. See you guys. Have a great night.